Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Stephen, Alcohol Free Lifestyle. A question for you. Why did we start drinking? Let me know in the comments, or my email address is on the profile description in there. I want to start to get some more stories from people. So why did we start drinking? Is it because it's just socially acceptable? It kills thousands of people every year, okay? But it seems to be something you do with your parents or your friends, isn't it? You go on holiday, maybe you're 15, 16, and you fall, so let's have a little drink, and you wonder what it's all about. And with me, it was like nectar, really. It just boosted my confidence. And the first drink I ever had when I was out with my dad was when I was about 16, 15, 16, at some sort of holiday place in Norfolk. And I drank Guinness. Oh, that looks nice. And that's where I started out on Guinness when I was 15, 16. But I dabbled a little bit with my friends, but that was my real proper first drink with my father. And from then I thought, I feel quite confident now. And so it was like, well, it is a drug, isn't it? And it went on from there. But is it because it's so socially acceptable, or is it because it's so available? But obviously, going back a few years now, since I was 16, there wasn't the availability there is now. The pubs closed at 10:30. I think the hours were 11 to 3 and 6 to 10:30 or something like that. I can't remember now. So there weren't the off licenses that there are now, and there certainly weren't 24-hour petrol garages that were selling alcohol. And there was no way there was the number of restaurants. In the town I was brought up in Northumberland, there was only one Chinese takeaway, I think about 2 restaurants. It was a rarity for us to go for a meal, to be fair, or any of my friends, really, or their families. But now it's everywhere, isn't it? So we sort of grew up with this sort of thing. Well, when you get to 18, you can drink, and it's like, oh, wonderful. So when you get to 18, you can poison yourself and possibly kill yourself. That's what it's like, isn't it, when you look at it? Now, everybody that I know, apart from very, very few exceptions, has a drink. Even the consultants in hospitals where I was quite ill, and people had passed away in that ward I was in, they obviously went for a drink. All of them. If you can control it, that's the problem, isn't it? You've got to be able to moderate it. But even moderate drinking can cause physical and mental issues. There's more and more studies being done, obviously, because medicine's getting so advanced, about the harmful effects of alcohol. Getting back to the original question, what makes us start to drink? Why don't we just bimble along at 16, 18, 21, or whatever, go to university, or whatever you're going to do, start work, or the army, whatever you're going to do in life, and just get on with life? Why do we have to get this poison into our bodies? It's some sort of obsession, isn't it? This person's 18, they're legally allowed to drink. Well, it's like saying you're 18, you're legally allowed to take heroin. It just wouldn't happen, would it? You see my point? If you've got any thoughts on this, I'd be grateful if you could post them, because I'm not quite sure why we actually drink. Because it's a very short term effect, isn't it? You have a little bit of euphoria, boost your confidence. There's other ways to boost your confidence, isn't there? Play sport, get fit, there's all sorts of things. But we seem to have this, when somebody's born, we have a drink. When somebody's married, divorced, we have a drink. It's everywhere, isn't it? I'm sitting outside a hotel now. There's people drinking now. I used to do that. I used to drink at 9 o'clock in the morning when it got a hold of me. It just seemed to be a normal thing. You meet somebody in the high street you haven't seen for years. You go, you didn't say, fancy coffee? You used to say, well, I still do. Well, they do to me. Fancy drinking? I'll have a 0%, But it was great, wasn't it, in the day? And you think, why do we do this? And it's not something you've actually got a choice of, in a way. So you go somewhere and people say, you having a pint? There's no thought process, is there? It's just straight away, let's have a drink. You go to visit somebody, would you like a drink? It's not like, would you like a tomato juice? So would you like a drink? People used to have drinks trolleys in the houses, don't they? People probably still do. I know a few people have got these bars in their back gardens type things, the gazebo thing. There's a bar, and some people have got actual optics and pumps and all that stuff to try and to basically to kill yourself in the end if you get in a mess with this. And it's easy to get in a mess, as we all know. And there's more and more people in a mess. So there is this school of thought that there's less people drinking, but as I've covered in a few other videos, I think as youngsters have been a bit more health conscious. There's more gyms, aren't there? Because of social media, everyone wants to look like the latest superstar, the latest model, all that sort of thing. I think there's a bit of that. But they're still drinking. If they're not drinking, they're taking drugs. People don't just stop overnight. Society doesn't just change because somebody said, "Oh, alcohol's bad for you." I knew it was bad for me. I didn't know how bad it was because there's more research being done, isn't it? But everyone else did it, and you just thought, "Well, I'll do it." See, I didn't smoke because not everybody smoked, but smoking used to go hand in hand with alcohol, didn't it? For people who used to smoke and drink, I mean, that's doubly bad, isn't it? Really. But let me know what you think on this. And basically, the question is, why do we have to drink? Because we don't have to go parachuting or jump off the edge of a cliff when you're 18. Oh, you must have a drink. You must have a drink. And he said, well, you must have a drink. I haven't seen it for ages. Why? You know, it's a strange subject, isn't it? But having a relaxed day, I hope you are. 5 years sober now and enjoying every minute of life, to be fair. I wouldn't be here. I know that if I hadn't stopped. So drop me a line. If you enjoy the channel, please subscribe.